All right. What's up, everybody? And we are hopping into the finals of MaxPax vs. Beyond. Sort of be hopping in 2 minutes into the game, but it's just been a crazy day. We're casting this one live. We've got reactor first for Beyond in the top left side of the map. Is Beyond stoppable? Beyond? So it's a. I don't want none unless you got Beyond's Hun. So now apparently I'm calling a map a Miap. I don't even know where that came from. Adepts are coming out for MaxPax. MaxPax always goes for the same Cybercore before Nexus opening. He never really varies it up. He never goes early Nexus. And he does like the early Zealot into Adept pressure, something that Australia was just doing against Beyond as well in the previous series. And it went pretty well. It went pretty damn well. There was some very, very good success rates where against this build, if you can get some damage done with the Zealot, join in with the Adept, take out the 3 Marines, second Adept arrives and it can get out of control. Already gets 2 hits on the SCV, but if you don't kill it, you've given up a lot of hit points and shields. You got to get some hits. Okay, he lands 1. Beyond slight miss micro there, takes 1.5 hits. He only took 8 damage on the second hit, not the full 16. Adept manages to get the kill. It's already a pretty good start. Second Adept's arriving. Twilight is already almost finished. Robo's coming up. Chrono's on the probes. And his second gateway. Oh, the Adept gets jumped on, though. That's a good ambush, that is. Doesn't actually kill anything. And he does raise his wall. Behind it, factory into starport. Cyclones are on the way. Beyond's going for a kind of classic, or very standard, I guess, build order, I should say. Can't really call any build order with a modern Cyclone in it a classic build, can ya? It's not exactly, it's only been around for a year and a bit. The new Cyclone. Dark Shrine on the way. Ooh, MaxPax. He does like mixing this in, doesn't he? Oh, the Adepts are going to take some damage. Not even trying to fight there. Okay, he does decide, okay, I might as well land a few hits. You do 10 damage a hit. Cyclone does not have armor, remember? But being well, it is an armored unit, but it doesn't actually have any armor points, right? So it does take the full 10 damage a hit. The Adepts survive. They live to die another day, and that's really all they're going to do. I mean, they're so damaged. These two things, you sneeze on them, they will fall apart. But I guess better than nothing. And they give a little bit of scouting as well. Medevac's coming forward. He goes for the 8 Marine drop, going to join up with the Cyclones. So 2 Cyclones, 8 Marines, and a Medevac. 2 Adepts could come in, and probably worth going for it, trying to disrupt the production. MaxPax, of course, is going to find a Marine, an SCV, maybe get another SCV, but looks like Beyond's handling that A-okay. Other side of the map, the Prism got caught by the Cyclone, did take damage, but it didn't go down. Actually, the Adept's still alive here for now. Finally, Beyond deals with it. Batteries coming up, Stalker and a Probe, not going to really offer much resistance. Oh, jeez, he's got to whoop in a Dark Templar, and he does. But having to use it defensively, not the optimal situation. Only gets 1 Marine, damages a Cyclone. Few Stalkers warping in. Thought he might warp in 1 more Dark Templar. He's going to pull a few probes, but this feels like it could be potentially game-ending damage. The Cyclone picking up and dropping. The Marines doing fantastic DPS. And that is going to be a delicious Game 1 victory for Beyond, punishing the greedy Dark Templar opening and the fact that MaxPax did not manage to do much damage to the Adept Zealot. And because the Prism got spotted by the Cyclone and had to divert, he could have had a Dark Templar in the base, at least doing big damage to Beyond. But not only did he not find damage, but it is what it is. All right, guys. MaxPax in the top right side of the map. Going to be going on to Ghost River up against Beyond in the top left. Interesting. I imagine this is Beyond's map choice. Golden Aura, usually a little better for the Protoss. This map's got a short push distance. Quite brutal, some of the stuff that you can do there as well. Probe's going to come across real early. No chance for surprises in this game. It's going to be able to see that it is a Barracks double gas opening. Now, on this map, there's only one thing that ever comes to mind when I see a Barracks double gas. And that is, the forefront of my mind is occupied with Factory, get a Cyclone to deny Protoss map vision, go 3 Barracks, hit him with Marines, Marauders, tanks. About 5 minutes, 2 Siege tanks, pack of Marines and Marauders. Yes, you have a low worker count. Yes, you've even cut worker production at that timing. But by golly, is it hard for Protoss to stop? Because even if they go Blink, Blink has just kicked in, and the army's already arriving at their base. What can you even do with Blink in that scenario? A few SCVs there to repair the tanks as well. Maybe even throw a bunker down, and it gets nasty. So we'll see. Pulls a worker off gas to start the second depot. Should pull another worker off gas. Yep. 2 off one gas, 1 off the other. All right, Nexus is up. Nexus there. Second gas as well. Okay, so this is going to be a really interesting, just to see kind of how MaxPax approaches this map, because I really feel like I'm always worried about Terran pushes. But I feel like when I look at a guy like MaxPax, it's more that he's worried about the drop sliding around the top and the drop sliding around the south into the back of the main base, rather than the tank pushes on the front. The tank, I guess we just haven't seen people lean into tank pushes quite as much. Ooh, Adept does get some good hits. Reaper's going to have to chill for a little bit. Adept is going out, and ooh, he does block the Reaper. Nice move. Jumps back in to confirm. He mustn't have clicked on the Twilight the first time, so he went back to check. And the Reaper has to back away. Adept heads forward across the map. Cyclone's coming out, like I was mentioning. But with the early second gas and optimizing gas mining, I don't think we're going to see that. Oh, actually, I mean, he already went for the second gas. I was going to say, I don't think we're going to see that second and third barracks, because he was only on 14 on minerals, 6 on each on gases. Yeah, and we see a starport, so we know that's the case. Already denying the command center. This is beautiful. Gets himself a Marine. Yes, the Adept goes down, but I think that's worth it for a Marine, an SCV, and especially for the delay on the command center. Behind this, Twilight Council starts blink. Second gateway's on the way there as well. Ooh, how many hits do we get? None. Shade away, shade away, shade away. Robo comes down behind this as well. The Reaper and the Cyclone are there. Third gateway's started up. Hello. Nice pullback to the high ground. You see how he breaks the lock on there? And the Stalker goes down, takes a hit. But it's well worth losing one of these Protoss units to kill the Cyclone. And if he doesn't lose either... Oh, you're kidding me! MaxPax! 1 hit point Adept, 12 hit points Stalker, gives the middle finger to BYUN and says, get out of here, Terran player. You think you can just run into my base? So greedy. BYUN finally gets punished. And he is going for a very quick push, by the way. He's going tanks, marines, and medevacs. Second tank's about to start. There we go. But I don't know if he's really going to be able to get a forward position. I feel like the 3 racks build is way more effective than this. I mean, I guess he's going to try and maybe siege a bit further. He's got a few marines. He's looking for the snipe on the Adept. If that Adept survives, it's really good for MaxPax. He needs scouting. Yeah, he noticed. Good reaction speed. He is the prince who was promised. Maximus, Maximus. Maximus, Maximus. Adept does see the second gateway barracks go down, I believe, just as it died. Maybe, maybe not, but he can probably infer. And I feel like now you just have to defend as BYUN. So yeah, he's opened 2 tanks real early, and now he's like, okay, I guess I just build a Raven and play a macro game, right? I kind of have to, but his stim's going to be miles behind. Third Nexus is down at about 430. Third gas is coming up, and with 3 gateways ready to warp in, you're in a pretty good spot. Stalker's blink, dive on the tank. Wow, big damage, gets a siege tank already. The Marine drop comes in. He can deal with that with Stalker warp-ins. Stalker's blinking away, not throwing any units away. 1 tank, 5 SCVs in mining time. Already a great start for Maximus. The gas is going to go down. Not a big loss, though. Losing a gas geyser, you don't really care about this. It's the fight that actually matters. Takes out 1 Marine. 1 more warp-in will obviously seal the deal, and this medevac healing's causing him problems right now. He's not being on point with his focus fire. He's going to use his probes to fight now, realizing, okay, these Marines are heavily damaged. I need to just get rid of this. But he's kind of messed up on the micro a few times. A nice hot pickup for BYUN. BYUN gets 4 probes and a massive amount of mining time. He made the most of a very bad situation. The tanks are in a good survival stance, and the Stalkers come in, get a building SCV, and the barracks 1/3 of the way complete there. How many Stalkers is this, guys? That's 8. 8 Stalkers. He could dive on the tank. Observer does get focused. I think it's worth. Oh, he goes for the barracks here. I guess he's out of... Yeah, he could range it. As the 3rd tank comes out, looks like BYUN will be able to establish safety and control over this position. This tank here especially, look at that zone of control. Covers most of the main and most of the natural entrance. You can blink by it, but then you're blinking into another tank's area. That being said, macro-wise, MaxPax is on 51 probes. He's building a forge. 3 more gateways coming down as well. It's going to be 6 gateways. Charge coming in. Stalker warping on that left side. Gets an SCV or 2. Not bad, but as the Marine Marauder comes over, BYUN will stabilize. Now, BYUN's only on 39 workers. He's only got stim started. Doesn't even have his 3rd barracks landed. He's massing siege tanks. But it just feels like a bad spot to be in. And how does he even get home with this? MaxPax is looking for it. He's like, I know you're somewhere around here. I don't know where. And it looks like BYUN wisely just boosts directly south and gets out of there. Stalker's still hanging on the front side. 5 more gateways coming up. Stalker Zealot timing could be huge. But I think BYUN's dream here is just get a real big army, maybe 80 army supply of mostly Marine Marauder with stim shields +1, and then just go kill. And it's just, you're super committed on 2-base and hope that MaxPax is too slow on the splash damage. Gets a probe, bit of mining time, is being annoying. New observer at the front though, and I think that new observer's gonna see just about everything. Sees a big army. Rubber Bay's halfway done. This is gonna be a while till the Colossus arrives. And if the tanks are sieged up when the Colossus arrives, that's a problem. Oh, he sees it. He's so good at killing observers. This is a skill that I absolutely hate watching BYUN do that, because like I wish I could spot those observers as well as he could. Every time I scan for an observer, there's no observer there. It's also something where I guess if you play players that are absolute garbage, they're not as predictable, right? Whereas MaxPax is like always going to keep sending new observers to the front. So maybe sometimes he doesn't even see it, he just guesses. I doubt it though. BYUN'S hit percentage on that is so high. Zealot drop on the tank. Not going to do that much damage though. Gets a little bit, but it's nothing crazy. Rock's taken down at the front, Stalkers are there as well. Just so you guys know, when I say garbage, I mean anyone that's not pro. I am absolutely garbage, and I do random inconsistent things all the time as well. If you're not a pro gamer, you're naturally a little bit more unpredictable. Marine Marauder tank Widow Mine there. Warp Prism did get F2'd home by the looks of it. Oh no, he actually micros it in and out. Stalkers slowly getting picked off. First Colossus isn't here yet. There are 15 Zealots though. He might be able to just overwhelm. MaxPax has a similar army supply. The SCV pulls a little bit late. The Bio is kind of trapped up front. The Stalkers take out 2 tanks. He's going to try and pull away now from the tanks. And I think that's super good for MaxPax. Getting rid of 2 tanks, the back of the Bio. His Colossus is now here. If he moves his Immortal over here, he wins the game. If he moves that Immortal there, he's even got Zealots flanking, so it doesn't even matter. BYUN is going to have to tap out. And MaxPax ties up the series. What is going on, guys? What is this? What is this? What is this? What? That's crazy. It's so close. How well planned is this? Dude, if a probe like built the gateway here or here randomly, it would see this. But he's like, nah, MaxPax always builds it there or here. And this, you won't see it because he always goes Cybercore before Nexus. What? Okay, he finally sees it and he's like, wait, what? Puts the Nexus down anyway. This is a Reaper proxy looking to just find some damage. And I gotta say, that Reaper's gonna get in here so early. If MaxPax doesn't lose a probe, I'm giving him a special medal of recognition, guys. So for those who don't know, I would lose three probes here and count myself as being in a good spot. MaxPax is famous for his probe micro. Oh, famous last words. I told you guys, I have god powers as a caster. There's this thing called the caster curse. It comes with the job. They literally give you the caster job. You instantly get to jinx players. Probe is actually buying a lot of time. This probe, he's happy to sacrifice this probe. So he's going to lose 2 probes, 1 on the other side. Only 1 to the Reaper is not too bad. And that Stalker's already out. This could be way worse. This could be so much worse. Because remember, he's got to float his barracks home. He's going to give up a massive amount of barracks production time. Oh, we didn't focus the SCV. Could have focused that SCV. I mean, he's already built a battery. Just, it is what it is. Next Stalker needs to stay in the main because this Reaper's going to jump up here. Oh no, he's going to get in the bunker. Really? He should focus the battery down. With no SCV to repair, I don't think it matters. I mean, you want to sell the bunker to get the money back. So you got to unload earlier rather than later because he knew he wouldn't kill the battery. So what's the value in wasting 75 minerals just to damage a shield battery? Right now, 75 minerals to get your command center started, get your second factory so you can play your mech build. I'm not joking. Yep. It's proxy barracks Reaper into mech. BYUN, guys, is Juan? Is this special? Is this Mr. Juan Carlos Lopez? Friggin', this is not exactly what I would be expecting from him. MaxPax I've seen dismantle mech quite a few times. I haven't seen anyone do it against him in a long time though. We'll see. Well, actually, wasn't there a game? Oh, I'm having a flashback. Maybe 4 or 5 months ago where BYUN actually took a map off MaxPax with Mech. Am I misremembering? I feel like this happened in a series. I love that BYUN just reaches into his back pocket and pulls out such a weird build. It's factory, reactor, factory, tech lab. And the thing is, if this adept sees it, that's what MaxPax is so good at, is scouting. Yeah, Juanito Special, Major formerly, Princess, Root Brittany, Basically, you know, the classic guy you'd talk to on a chat website in the late 90s who'd tell you they're a very attractive girl whilst being a rather large, hefty, hairy man. Plays far too many video games. Adept comes in. Whoa. Ooh. I mean, you see 2 Cyclones, but that alone doesn't tell you what's going on. MaxPax is, however, playing 3-gate Blink, which is an incredibly safe build, and that, of course, was just from his earlier probe scouting. Saw the factory start, and then he lost his probe. So, Cyclones plus Reapers coming forward. We've got, of course, Hurricane Engines on the way, aka Cyclone Speed, and he's going to poke around with 2 Reapers and 2 Cyclones, but with Blink already finishing, you got to leave. Yeah, you have to get out of here right now. The ongoing Mech makes him somewhat all in, no? I'm going to move past my pet peeve with people saying no with a question mark at the end of their statement. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't like it. I don't know why. It's like a dumb thing that annoys me. Is it all in? I don't know if it's all in so much as bad. Mech sucks against Protoss. So yeah, I guess he kind of has to just surprise him with one big attack and then maybe get a lucky win. If the Stalkers move up his ramp and he sandwiches them from behind... Oh my god, this could be so good. This could be so good. The engines isn't quite ready, but he's like, oh, where are you going to run to, silly Protoss player? Where are you going to run to? It doesn't even matter because Stalkers plus Prism Micro plus Blink Micro, it's not even a good trade. It's welcome. Welcome to MaxPax being good at Micro. Another Stalker for a Cyclone. These trades are even. The units cost the exact same amount, 125.50. Stalkers are good against Cyclones, though. No, that's incorrect. MaxPax Stalkers with MaxPax Stalker Micro are good versus Cyclones, chat. Don't you dare say Stalkers are good versus Cyclones. If you gave these Stalkers to me, I'd mess this up hardcore, man. And BYUN'S just gonna tap because he's just dead. It's a big surprise build. It doesn't work out. The Stalkers are just getting free trades. MaxPax has a 3rd charge, everything else. And BYUN'S silly build order doesn't quite pan out. Alright. Sidestorm Gaming's MaxPax in the bottom left side of the map, up against BYUN in the top left. And it's going to be Amphion, a map that is famous for its dead space. Let me tell you, dead space is areas on the edges of the map where ground units can't move, guys. Look at how much there is. Look at how wide this edge is. Into this giant corner, you can hide 46 battlecruisers back there and Stalkers still won't be able to reach it. All the way along the top, into this gigantic gaping forest region with like a little statue and some shrubs and stuff, into the access the natural or access the back of the 3rd. I mean, it's a crazy map for air-focused harassment where the drops, oracles, and because of that, a lot of players do like to play Phoenix Colossus on this map, but MaxPax has been so Twilight-focused lately, I don't know if he's going to be making that decision. Every time you eat cheesecake, Pig, BYUN goes for a cheese. I'm not eating any more cheesecake right now. I haven't had lunch. To be fair, I might just have another slice of cheesecake. I'm going to go for a climb with my buddy this afternoon. But man, it's 2:30 already. Shit. Sorry, this tournament's running really late. Sorry guys, just had to text my buddy and be like, make sure you don't start without me. Make sure you don't head. I might not be to the gym for a while for a climby climb. Starting to get back into climbing. Really enjoying it. It's so much fun. So we'll see what's happening. No risk night climbing. We're going to a gym and not going outside. Just going. It's like, hey guys, it's raining outside. Let's just go climbing on a mountain. You're like, that doesn't seem like a good idea. All right. Sorry for the pause there in the commentary. That's a bit unprofessional from me. I apologize. So it's going to be Reaper into Reactor. Command Center on the high ground. Very safe opening. Very conservative for BYUN. It does give you a very quick tech, though. So does he go instant Starport? I think he might just go straight Widow Mine drop. No, Cyclone? No, Starport. Changes his mind. Goes Hellion plus Starport. Yeah, okay. Ooh, MaxPax is 3-gating, guys. 2nd gate at home. 3rd gate proxied on the right side of the map. MaxPax, did he probe scout this game? He did. And he's decided, you know what, you're going to be moving that command center down. You might be a little light on units. But he scouts it. Oh, BYUN'S so good with his Reaper scouting. I swear, builds like this would beat him such a high percentage. But even though he doesn't SCV scout, he loves to look around with his Reaper, and he should be very solid. Adept coming forward right now. Hellion moving across the map to scout for him. Stalker should be ready to intercept the Hellion. Adept unable to block the command center from landing in time. 4 Marines coming down. 4 Marines not really confident fighting the Adepts unless they get a good engagement. And that SCV turns it around. The Marines fighting. Hellion's going to be able to try to get a probe or two, but the Stalker blocks it. Oh, the Hellion bugs out. Other side of the map, Adepts and Marines are skirmishing. MaxPax needs to get out of there. He sees the Cyclone, he sees the Starport. Those Adepts need to leave. Stalker cleans up the Hellion. Doesn't lose any more probes, only the one from the early game. The Adepts did not get out of there, which means the Cyclone's going to get a kill. Or does it get baited? It actually gets kind of baited by the Adepts. I forgot this was a 3-gate. I forgot that there was about to be a ton more Stalkers coming in. And 3 more Stalkers or Adepts could warp in behind that momentarily as well. There we go, 3 more Stalkers. That's going to be 6 Stalkers, 2 Adepts on the front line. 3 Stalkers and the Adept pulling back. Nice Reaper Grenade will separate the Adept from the pack. And without the Adept, you don't have high ground vision. You can still shove the ramp. You've got to be careful not to trap your Stalker. The first Stalker that starts getting shot, you want to pull back. And BYUN with a second Cyclone, I think he can hold the high ground. It's a really good hold for BYUN. Getting that Adept is huge. If it wasn't for that, the Adept could shade, providing vision of the high ground, and the Stalkers could actually do quite well. But now MaxPax is forced to play a bit more conservatively, and actually it's BYUN who goes down the ramp. Wow! Stalker for a Cyclone so far. Adepts coming in as well. The Adepts are hitting the Cyclone though. Not the best unit for those to be landing hits on. And that is going to be... Oh, the Adept Shade actually finishes. Not what I was expecting. Gets himself an SCV, starts focusing a different one. Medevac's coming in, trying to heal that up. Nice plays. Stalker cleans up another SCV on the right side. Stalkers are going to breach that ledge now. BYUN pulling away from the high ground may have been a big mistake. If he loses that Cyclone, things could go awry very quickly. Good hot pickups though. BYUN'S, his dodging of the projectiles is next level. Or if you're a Protoss fan, neck level perhaps, as you may feel like getting a little bit frustrated when you see them dodging those shots. And that's why you're meant to focus the Medevac. You can't dodge a shot in the Medevac. When the Medevac's overhead like that against a top tier player, you focus the Medevac. Oh, Stalker's gonna almost die there. Does rotate it to the rear. I like how he's just focusing Marines right now. He's realizing, like, if we focus a Marine, it's hard for him to predict which one I'm aiming for and dodge those shots. Oh, gets the Medevac, gets the Cyclone, does take a few nasty tank shots, but that's okay. Liberator on the other side of the map, though. 5 probes. This game is pure chaos. It's a multitasking battle. It's talent, it's skill, it's effort for both sides. And BYUN is going to go for something incredibly cheeky. I think it's a terrible call. It's Cloaked Banshees. With Cloak starting at 5 minutes 50, it means his Cloak will kick in after 7 minutes. And at that point, hoping to catch someone without observers, without detection, I mean, it could work. This map's great for it. Like I said earlier, there's so many angles you can come in from to hit multiple worker lines from the back. But I do think it's one of these crazy gambles that is a very inconsistent gamble. I don't think BYUN'S playing a safe decision. I don't think it's a reliable decision. And I mean, they say sometimes if you feel like your opponent's a bit better than you or a bit hard for you to take down, sometimes you just want to throw some crazy stuff out there and play with no fear. And I like that. I don't really get the feeling like BYUN is just hugely outmatched by MaxPax though. BYUN is one of the best TVP players in the world. He maybe does not feel like he has the chops to take him on in the straight-up game, or he just loves Banshees on this map. I mean, we saw he beat Astraea on this. Was it Astraea on this map he beat with Banshees? I know Oliveira lost to Maru's Banshees, Game 5 on this map. But there's been a few weird Banshee surprises winning games and series on this map recently. You know what? Comes in. There are 2 observers. Where are they, guys? Oh, he was nearby. Did he predict this? Maybe he saw it already with the other observer and realized 5 probes, not too bad. I think 5 probes is totally fine for MaxPax. The problem is actually this push on the front is a crazy person's push. Tanks are just going to siege. He's hoping that MaxPax stumbles into that siege line. And indeed, MaxPax's other observer did see the starport on the tech lab upgrading, which is why he figured out that this was indeed the Banshee. Second one's coming across the map now as well. Notice the Stalkers and the observer are kind of in this middle area, so we can quickly blink to wherever he's needed. Zealot warps in on the right side to chase those Marines away. Nice move. He says, if you don't move your army away from this middle area, you can't really deny that top side. Banshee comes in, does target the probes that are out of range of the healing, but quick micro from MaxPax solves that. And the Banshee's going to take some pretty big damage. Will survive, but only 2 probes on the second Banshee, and that's an effective shutdown. Remember, you might think, isn't that okay damage? Still 7 probes? Like, look at the economy. You got to realize that Beyond has no stim. It's just about to finish. His shields, his +1, his stim, and his medevacs have all been delayed by him investing extra money into Banshees and Cloak that early. So you've got to kind of weigh everything up and say, this is why MaxPax has freedom to get 63 probes, Colossus +1. He's got Charge now finished. He's going to what, 5 more gates? So he's going to go up to 7, 8 gateways in a moment. This is all because Beyond took his time. Now, I don't think Beyond's behind, right? His supply's okay. He's not that far behind in the workers. But one could argue after the early game, there might have been just going to stim, going to the medevacs. He could already be dropping that left side with a double drop, hitting the right side with another army, having a bit of a party. He loads up the medevacs, does scan, takes out the observer. Impossible to tell what Beyond's going to do after that. As MaxPax moves another observer out the left. There are 8 gateways building right now. He's going to like 11, 12 gateways. Look at this, guys. 3 gateways there. Got like 6, 7 gateways coming up in the main. 8 gates just in the main alone, actually. Wow. That's a lot. Stalkers. Oh! Was that 3 Stalkers? It was at least 2. Maybe 3 went down. Nice. Blake gets himself. No, he doesn't quite get the medevac. And Beyond, I wouldn't mind him just scanning here without even knowing there's an observer, because you know you just got spotted. And indeed, there we go. It's a reason those Stalkers were so on point. Quickly going to reposition to join the main army. 4th Nexus is on the way on the right side. MaxPax supply is looking terrible. Takes a massive tank volley, loses a Stalker again. Colossus shave off a couple Marines. You can see the units lost have 500 in favor of Beyond. Now, right now, 2nd Engineering Bay and Armory comes up. Beyond's been playing really weird in his other TVP series today, where he'll go for like ghosts, go for the 2nd Engineering Bay Armory, go for all this stuff, and then take a very late 4th. But he doesn't actually have ghosts this game. He doesn't even have ghosts. Wow. And to be fair, there's not much Zealot Archon, but it's now coming in. The tank's on siege. Oh, this could be a good fight timing. He really damaged those tanks very well. Colossus is going to take out a few Widow Mines as well. If he had an observer here, that would be brilliant. He thought there was an observer watching him. He's like, how did you know I unsieged? But it was just luck. MaxPax just got lucky that time. Zealots come in. So Beyond did waste a scan on the front. Zealots get a little bit of a distraction. Ooh, MaxPax. He does realize, okay, your tanks are still there. He's sending a few Zealots around the north as well. Zealot Prism Micro being really annoying. Basically saying, if you don't build Vikings, you're kind of screwed here. So many Widow Mines on the front. Just leaves a single and picks up the rest and gets out of there. That War Prism, if it doesn't recall, there's medevacs about to pop out of the main base. Zealot not quite able to clear up the Widow Mine before it goes down. These Zealots do take out the SCV on the command center, but Beyond chasing them down. All 4 go down. This SCV is not building this. Beyond, you got to click it. You got to click it. This 4th command center is not building. We'll keep an eye on it. You can see in the production tab, it'll show up as empty in that bar as long as it's not being produced. And he's noticed and he has put a worker back on it now. Okay, so 2nd Forges come in. 10 gate, single robo, 2nd Forge for MaxPax. 73 probes, desperately needing a 5th base because you can see his natural is half mined out now. You can see that's in the red on the workers. And won't be too long, 4 or 5 minutes until his 3rd base has the same story. So he's going to need to keep expanding just to have places to transfer those mineral workers to. On the other hand, Beyond does not have ghosts. He's got the Ghost Academy, but no ghosts. He's got 2-2. He's finally got that 4th command center building that I was talking about. Did he get a 2nd starport? No. No 2nd starport. Still only 5 barracks. Beyond doesn't have a lot of production. As I say, that 3 barracks go down. 1 on a reactor, interestingly. Factory's going to build itself a new reactor. 2nd robo does come in for MaxPax. I like to see it. This area is very vulnerable. If a double drop sneaks in, snipes this tech, that's going to be crucial. Remember, Forges and Robos are very fragile structures. Not only do you have Stim Marauders, one of the highest DPS versus building units in the game, but you've also got the fact that Robos and Forges are both only about 800 or 900 hit points, which is very soft. Compared to like a Barracks or a Factory, 1,000 hit points, and then you've got, I think it's 1,250 or 1,300 for Factories and Starports. Forge, only 800, Robo, only 900. So I think people argue that, like, because the shields regen and you can heal with batteries, it's like kind of balances out, but something where, you know, it's also just Stalkers don't do nearly as much damage as like Marauders, right? Stim Marauders so much more DPS. So those buildings can get sniped. I mean, MaxPax, I feel like it's so scary losing units for free like this. You can tell he's hemorrhaging units. He's down 1,800 behind, but he is keeping Beyond pinned at home, and there's something to be said for that as he dives forward, takes an ambitious fight. One Colossus goes down. Second one's going to take big damage. Disruptor fumbles its way into there. And that's a second Colossus going down. Third one's going to fall as well. Wow. BYUN just chasing him home. And MaxPax a bit too deep in the enemy territory. He's going Dark Templar. We were talking in our earlier cast about how I personally am enjoying Dark Templar a lot more than like Mothership transitions. Did we just see a Disruptor? What just happened? There must have been another Disruptor. He's lost two. Another Disruptor must have rallied in and must have caught BYUN with a surprise shot while he was looking in the main, because I just saw at least 4 Marauder corpses. Still, despite that, 3,500, almost 4,000 resources in favor of BYUN. But can BYUN get a 4th base? It's burning! MaxPax goes for a greedy snipe. Doesn't land on much with the first Disruptor. Second Disruptor lands massively. Couldn't quite see it underneath the medevac. Sorry guys, I just don't want to swivel the camera too much, but maybe I should have to get a better view. It's the air units were kind of blocking the vision. Big Zealot counterattack around the back. MaxPax is permanently maxed. He's got that 5th base mining. His 3rd Robo's coming up. His double Forge is still building. Good spreadies against the Widow Mines as well. Those Widow Mines will get cleaned. Always happy to clear those up with Zealots, because the Zealots are easily replaceable. You can just clear the way for future Zealot run-bys to finally find success. Army's not looking that good for MaxPax in that particular fight. He's got to be careful taking too many of those. Remember, he is trading much less efficiently. If one of these fights suddenly goes very BYUN'S favor, there could be a counterattack barreling across the map and ruining MaxPax's day. But I think MaxPax, if he can get a Prism in the main while hitting the Zealots on the right and the main army posturing, that could be really good. If he dives on this, it's actually massive. Did he have an Observer? How did he know? MaxPax with the god tier game sense, blinking forward there with so little vision. Guys, remind me to go back to 14.5 minutes after this game in the replay. That was crazy game sense. Because like I was like, blinking here would be great, but he's not going to do it, is what I would have said if I had more time, because why would you? He didn't know that BYUN had moved his whole army away. But MaxPax there gets a big juicy. I mean, he was attacking on the other side, so I think he kind of just knew, you're going to pull your army for that? I can get in here. Zealots coming in on the right side. There is a few SCVs left in the open. Chaos for BYUN, and he's struggling to keep up as the DTs trickle in. This is something we've noticed recently in MaxPax games. Him and Clem are just on another level, and I think it's because they play every weekly cup. They grind so hard, and playing thousands of games against each other, Clem and MaxPax have made each other into the best mechanical players in the world. I think there's an argument even that Raynor, some people would argue maybe Raynor struggles to keep up with him. I think Raynor can still keep up with him. He's incredibly fast. But dude, MaxPax and Clem are just so clean right now. Zealots warping in the main base. Dark Templar going ham. And BYUN's going to try and counterattack. That's a crazy move. You got a Protoss army on your doorstep. He's sick of dealing with disruptors. He's trying to counterattack. He pulls half his army to defend his main base. That Zealot warping's already done the damage. 3rd base is going to go down. Zealots are getting in here. Stalkers as well. He's throwing disruptor shots, but he doesn't know where BYUN's army is going to come from. So MaxPax is a little nervous here. Command center could go down. If that goes down, yeah, I mean, 37 SCVs and a command center. MaxPax doesn't know where he's coming from. Oh, he does. He figures it out. Oh my god, massive first hit. BYUN'S dodges have not been on point today, guys. He's copped a few big disruptor shots even earlier today, and I don't think that's going to cut it against a guy like MaxPax. MaxPax is just so good at keeping up this pace of gameplay. Dark Templar, Zealots running in from all sides, disruptors picking at you, and it's just difficult for BYUN to keep up. The same thing that BYUN does to other players, MaxPax does to BYUN. Double disruptor goes forward. Massive hit again! BYUN only managed to take down one of the disruptors before its shot completed. It was always a crazy gamble, and I think BYUN knows it's a crazy gamble. He kind of needs to force a fight right now. Oh my god, it's an amazing fight. Dude, BYUN's gonna clutch it! BYUN's gonna keep himself alive! That was the perfect fight! There was such a crazy choice. He ate a big disruptor shot, and I'm sure there's people saying, oh, what an idiot, why did he do that? It's because he knew his economy is bad. He needs to win the game right here, right now. MaxPax should have recalled his disruptors to his natural or his 3rd. He should not have moved all the way around the top right side of the map to get back here. Your disruptors are not useful if he's already in between you and your economy, because he can run away from your disruptors deeper into your economy and do even more damage. So the disruptors are worthless here. MaxPax with a blunder, BYUN with a clutch, decisive move. And what should have been a 3-1 victory for MaxPax is now going to turn into BYUN yet again, making one of his patented BYUN TVP comebacks. He is so good at this move. He does it all the time. He did it versus Australia earlier today as well. He grabs his army. He says, I have an army supply advantage, and I need to make that worth it right here, right now. I need to push in and win the game. If I don't, you've got double or triple my income. I'm screwed long term. But my god, did he make that worth it. Now, MaxPax could come back from here, as crazy as that sounds. Disruptor shots going up the ramp. Oh my gosh, BYUN Beyond. He's taking big shots, man. But there's no support. Oh, Beyond has to try and chase him down while the disruptors are out. Beyond took some really big shots there. Dark Templar in the main base causing him trouble. He still has a third mining and a natural mining. He scans, takes out the DT in the main. Right now, there are 7 gateways up. 3 of them are depowered here. So he has 2 gateways going. MaxPax has 2 gate production and no robos. He has not rebuilt his... He's got a Cybercore. Why is he not building robos? I guess he's broke as well. He's only on 46 probes. MaxPax is trying to make +3 armor right now. He's 3-2 against 3-3. Dark Templar is on this base ready. But dude, Beyond, I thought he was completely dead. I was very close to saying done and dusted, you know. Now he's gonna have to tap out here. This is GG. Beyond's like, it ain't loady. Like, it's never over until the Fat Marauder sings. And as much as these Marauders are singing goddamn disruptors right now, they're also actually doing amazing jobs, getting good fights, and he's going to be able to, while still distracting the main, shove the right side and start to take them down. Marines, Marauders, taking down the Ghosts, taking down the Zealots. That economy falling. And the army in the main is still controlling the north of the ramp. He needs to shut this down, does MaxPax and rotate to the other side. Dark Templar working on that orbital. And he wants to blink forward, but MaxPax gets only an empty medevac for his troubles. Bottom right base will fall as well. Beyond playing fantastic StarCraft. Wait a second, recall. The balls are in the open though. Oh, balls in the open, balls in the open. Oh, this is really bad for MaxPax because he only gets 1 decent shot. All the disruptors will be going down almost certainly here. The Zealots trying to slow down the chase, but that's going to be that. Beyond still mining more resources. Well, actually right now the income's good for MaxPax, but that number will drop as this mineral line just disappeared. No way you're mining more than a Terran right now. I mean, oh, disruptor? No disruptors landing. The bio is very wounded, but he saves so much of it. Look at that. 2 medevacs almost full of units. 24 probes go down. The Nexus does survive. And Beyond, he's got 16 workers mining here. Natural's out. Main's non-existent. Wait, he's only got 2 orbitals. He's only got 2 orbitals. As he establishes this mining base, that income tab still looks oddly close. Oh, the medevac barely escaping, but the Stalker's getting good damage. But now as the reinforce comes in from the left, that's where you only get a single kill with the Disruptor, and you got to run away up that ramp. MaxPax. Oh, I cannot believe he did not recall, guys. Big mistake here for MaxPax. He's got to be kicking himself. What was he thinking? I'm pretty sure he had recall, right? Remember, he ran around the top right, and he had recall. Yeah, he could have recalled from here. This was a huge mistake. To run for home from here, if he recalled right now, he's easy win. Oh my lord. MaxPax has got to be a little annoyed at that. But Beyond, what a beast, dude. That was a disgusting comeback. Let's be honest. There are very few ways to describe what he just did other than disgusting comeback. That was epic. That was brutal. It was awesome. It was disgusting if you're not a Terran player. It was beautiful if you're a Terran player. That's the thing is, like, I always say this, if you don't evoke disgust in a certain set of players with whatever you're doing in any video game, then you're probably not doing something that impressive. You know, there's always there's the inverse disgust in reaction to how overpowered you make something look in a game. And Beyond, what he did in that game that was so overpowered was shoving across the map and taking advantage of MaxPax's poor positioning. MaxPax, he should have recalled. You cannot get caught out with disruptors. This is like a golden rule of TVP. Is if your opponent's here, your base is here, you put your disruptors in between your base and their army. That's where disruptors are good. But putting his army up in that top right corner for MaxPax, an unforgivable mistake. It's one which cost him the game. I forgive him, but I'm saying his soldiers that all die, they won't forgive him. They're going to be like, oh, MaxPax, the greatest general of all time, who just thought the race was over and left his disruptors in the corner of the map. You know, like, the Protoss history will not treat him wisely in that map. Anyways, Nexus goes down, second pylon into, of course, the second gas on the high ground. So if your opponent isn't crying Imbo, you're not doing anything amazing? Absolutely. That's my philosophy. Now, they don't have to be saying it out loud. Sometimes you can tell. If you look in someone's eyes and you can kind of see that you took their soul a little bit, you know? As Goggins would say. Florencio, if it would say, you know, if you don't feel like you torture them a little bit, you don't feel like they're in visceral pain, then you're probably not playing that well, right? A lot of real-time strategy is about disrupting your opponent's flow, countering their moves. So they want to do something, you do something that just shuts that thing down. You know, it's basically, there's only so much fun in the video game, and you want to have all the fun, and you don't want them to have any of the fun. If you can do that, it's going to be nice. MaxPax doing his famous long-distance mining. Technically better if you put them on these patches for a little bit, but it's not a huge diff. You can see there's not much crossover time. Command Center coming up on the natural starport as well. 2 Reapers and a Hellion starport. Okay, so it looks like just a very standard Marine Cyclone kind of pressure behind this. Adept sees it coming. There is a Stalker out as well. Stalker, Adept, and Battery, easy defense. Good pullback for BYUN. If BYUN went in there, he would have thrown these units away for no gain, but I don't mind this. In this case, you should hide the Reapers in the corner, though. Second Battery. Get out, get out, get out. Run away, run away. He does see that it's Phoenix. Nice scouting. Very nice scouting. And can he get a probe? Yes, he can. Nice focus fire on that Reaper, though. Phoenix is going to say, you can't leave, bro. We'll take care of that. Now you're going to notice a second Phoenix started. Second Phoenix here means your Robo's a little delayed. Needs to start that Robo right now. Immortal is the key unit. Oh, good save on the probe. Where's the Robo, though? The Robo's already late. And this harassment has had the effect of delaying the Robo. The Cyclone Viking Marine pressure is going to follow this up. MaxPax, quick reaction. Very quick reaction. He knows what he's playing against. Beautiful. So he's gonna go around with those Phoenix. As long as he sits at his natural, he should be okay, especially if he gets another Stalker. Remember that Warp Gate's quite delayed, so 1 Adept and 1 Stalker don't do a lot of damage. So he can just run in and click on your battery, potentially. Stalker, Adept doing what they can. Phoenix here. I mean, they could they can do damage to that Cyclone. They won't be able to kill it with a single lift, not with only 1 Phoenix shooting it. Medevac takes a fair bit. SCVs come out to repair. Nice move. It does cost a lot of mining, though, so I think you're okay with this as MaxPax. You kind of pulled him home. You've wasted some mining time. You've done some stuff to him. And you're happy to sit on 2 base for a while. Build more pylons, get a second gate, get more Phoenix, Immortals out, and potentially even get a Forge before taking a 3rd base. I, in this scenario, sometimes even take a hidden base as my 3rd. I try and like sneak a corner base up. But of course, you need a plan to capitalize off that in the long run. Otherwise, if they find it, it will be sitting out in the open and getting smashed. Phoenix trying to pull away right now. Nexus goes up here. Raven plus Interference Matrix plus double Cyclone production. What? BYUN, why? Why are we trying to make this work, bro? He's trying to play Mech after such a good series. I think he really doesn't seem to feel confident playing straight up against MaxPax. I mean, he made the comeback in that last game, but I think he realized it was a bit of a Hail Mary. MaxPax won't let him do that again. He's going to try Mech for the 2nd time in this series. After how it went last time, I don't think MaxPax is expecting it. I definitely wasn't. Going to try and pull back in the center. Phoenix did pick off 2 SCVs. The Raven would be a very valuable dive target. He picks up 3 SCVs here and doesn't lose anything. Just a bit of damage. So it's going to be 2 Ravens, right? How many? Do you think he builds a 3rd Raven, guys? So the great thing about Ravens is they can Interference Matrix Colossus, they can Interference Matrix Immortals, take those key units out of the fight. Problem is, Phoenix, if they dive on them, can obliterate them instantly. Also, if MaxPax realize what's happening, I know with this style it seems weird, but it's actually super worth it as MaxPax to rush a Templar Archives and make a single High Templar just for feedback. Because these Ravens are such a big investment. If you can just feed back both Ravens, once you get 100 energy, it's like so much value is gone from BYUN'S army. Marines getting gunned down. Cyclone Raven. Not going to be able to ambush. Hurricane Engines isn't done for a little while. He sees them as Cyclone now. MaxPax knows what he's up against. Phoenix can disable a lot of these Cyclones as well. Oh, Hurricane Engines is not there yet. Oh, he kind of diverts a little bit. Got to be careful, Maxi. Interference Matrix is ready. I think without the movement speed, though, I don't think you can chase this army down. Phoenix goes down. Is that the first Phoenix? That's the first Phoenix to die in this game. Great trading so far. Look at that. 6 SCVs, Reapers, Marines, Hellions all going down for just a few probes, an Adept, and a Phoenix. Extra Colossus charge coming in. Charge is going to be very nice. Because even if the Interference Matrix, you Zealots don't die very quickly to Cyclones, and they can just charge on top and do very well. Engineering Bay and double armories coming in. Not being able to build missile turrets is hurting. 4 Phoenix or 4 SCV snipes from the Phoenix there. 4th base attempt's going to get denied. BYUN playing a really peculiar style right now. I do not rate it at all. I think it's an appallingly bad build. I think Mech against Protoss only works if you're not playing pro level. At pro level, people are so good at abusing the immobility of Mech or the fragility of the Cyclone. That Immortal does go down. Nice lock-ons. Well worth trading a Cyclone for that. Doesn't get rid of the Nexus, though. He's going to be so careful about overextending here. He's already used a few interference matrices, so those Ravens are very low on energy. He's got only 1 interference matrix right now. He's about 30 seconds away from getting a second. A couple Stalkers go down. That's a nice lock-on. Hurricane Engines now is done, so he's got the movement speed, which gives him the ability to run away. And he's going to try and jump on top, realizing this army's just out there. Oh, anti-armor missile. He's not even going to go for the Matrix. He's like, let's get the damage bonus, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, damn. MaxPax chased too far. Remember, Cyclones benefit from armor upgrades now, and that's +2 to every one of their attacks from those Cyclones when they get the anti-armor missile down. Phoenix are going for the lift. He's going to manage to catch 1 Raven, 2 Ravens go down. A few of the Cyclones get caught as well. Does lose the valuable Ravens, which means the Colossus, continuing to build, could be effective over time. Colossus do not do bonus damage to Cyclones. Cyclones have 130 hit points, but they are a long-range splash damage unit, so it does something. I personally am a big believer against Mech in playing just Stalkers, Zealots, and Mortals, but because he's opened up Phoenix, it does kind of change the dynamic a little bit here. Second Robo coming in. Few Archons, not a bad way to dump excess gas in this matchup. He also might have been planning those High Templar initially to be used for feedback, and then he's like, well, the Ravens are dead, so let's use it for something else. 4th Command Center going down the left side for BYUN. I mean, if he makes this work, I would be so happy. I want to be wrong about this, guys. I really do want to be wrong about this. The problem is the fragility of Mech. The moment you're not in your opponent's face with a scary Cyclone timing or something like that, how do you defend? Because a Prism flying into your main is such a problem. And that's why he's built 4 missile turrets already. So at least he's aware of the problem. He's even building a 5th one. And then you want to build usually like a turret here and a turret here as well. So Prisms can't get down either side. But even then, you've still got this ramp. You've got this big open area. You've got this big one. And Zealots can often just charge through. And if there's any hole in your wall at all, the Zealots will filter through and destroy your tanks. Now, Cyclones do okay. But they just don't kill the Zealots very quickly, which is why you got to be careful. Does have a Cyclone drop moving out that right side. Looks like he's going to use that to either harass or maybe to hunt down the Warp Prism. Ah, he's looking for the Prism. Nice move. 1-1 is finished for the Terran. +2 armor starts, but no +2 attack. Blue Flames on the way as well as Hellions. Now, against Zerg, Zerglings function similarly to Zealots in that they wreck tanks. They wreck Cyclones. But because Hellions destroy Zerglings in 2 shots with Blue Flame, you have a really good counter. And you might think, well, Zealots are light units. Don't Hellions counter them as well? Technically, yes, but nowhere near as hard. So if you have a lot of Hellions hitting a lot of Zealots, it's quite good for you. But good luck actually setting up the fight that cleanly in a real situation. Often the Zealots are all spread out, and they're all getting damaged, but not actually dying to the Hellions and Hellbats. So it's a really hard balancing act for BYUN here to get enough Hellbats to deal with the Zealots, enough tanks to outrange the units, Cyclones just as general kind of support units that do a bit of everything, shooting up, shooting down, they move around real fast. But then you've also got to worry about the Skytoss transition in late game, which is what often ends up deciding these matches. Planetary is up on the left. I'd love to see some more Zealot run-bys. I do think right now, yes, he's got Cyclones. That would be huge. Tank actually takes out the Disruptor. Feels like MaxPax is kind of getting hammered on the units lost. He does have good supply. That's what I was talking about. The Prism comes in. Here comes the fight in the front. The Stalkers, the Zealots, the Disruptor shot lands. Takes out a lot of friendly Zealots, but does kill some tanks. There are still 4 tanks behind the Watchtower, though. MaxPax has to fall back. Zealots, though, manage to take out 8 SCVs. Oh, Disruptor comes in for the flank. BYUN dodges it. He'll chase that bad boy down. 8 SCVs go down. The Zealots are going to pull back. Probably a good choice to pull back, you'd think, but there's actually so few units. I think he could have kept going. Doesn't want to pull through the tanks, so he's going to go left, try and get these Zealots out of here. He does end up losing 1 Zealot. The rest will get out, though. Rather healthy as well. 3-1 upgrades are on the way. How many gateways is it? 10 gates. Armor upgrades not that important, but you might as well add them eventually once you're rich, so MaxPax has his priorities straight. Cyclone should be able to shut down the Warp Prism, and indeed it will. MaxPax killed the turret being built down there earlier, and it actually never got rebuilt. Good catch from Twitch chat. I did not notice that. Tank does get cleaned up on the right side. The Zealots are going to start being such a problem for your map control. This is where you need a big squad of Cyclone Hellion on the right side of the map, but it's scary to leave your left side undefended. BYUN's doing an amazing job right now. MaxPax, though, he's into triple immortal production. The disruptors are really scary. You cannot get caught by those disruptor shots. Really feels like Protoss has a lot of things going for him in this scenario, even though BYUN'S been trading well and taking efficient fights. That's what I was talking about. Send a squad of Cyclone Hellion to clean those bad boys up. 3-3s on the way. The armor upgrades especially really nice for Terran against things like Zealots. The attack upgrades way more important, of course, for killing the enemy, especially Archons. Once you get +3 Cyclones, Archons kind of disappear to them, even though they're not mechanical, just because the +3 adds so much damage. Oh, careful. Okie dokie. Oh, double disruptor in the middle of the Cyclones. You got to be careful about that, mate. He doesn't have tanks covering the right side. He's got a few libs there. He's going to inch his tanks forward. And you can tell BYUN'S army's all kind of in one big clump. I think this is where you want to add Storm, especially now that you see Liberators coming in. Storm, and thinking about an air transition of the two next things for MaxPax. He's also building Warp Prisms, which is a really good move. He's got a 6th base coming up. And he's also got Blink DT. Ooh. Scans, doesn't quite get the Observer. The Observer seeing him, his movement. Gets rid of it now. Libs on the right side get caught out. A little bit of tank fire goes down from the ridge. The Hellions, you can see, also take quite a bit of friendly fire from those siege tanks. Ooh, Cyclone Hellion counterattack. If he can defend this base, this could be really big. BYUN'S realizing MaxPax is keeping him pinned so easily. And this is a beautiful counterattack. MaxPax will recall. That's going to force those Cyclones out. Run! Run! BYUN, you're waiting too long! BYUN, you're waiting too long, dude! Oh my gosh, he's so greedy. Does get a few extra Zealots for the value, but also loses a lot of Cyclones. Not sure how that trade actually worked out cost for cost. Units lost is still 4,000 in his favor. Dude, BYUN is going toe-to-toe in this game with MaxPax. If he wins Game 5 with Mech, I owe BYUN so much respect. I mean, this is crazy. I think the only argument we can make is that MaxPax isn't that good versus Mech because no one does it. MaxPax has hit his peak stride in the last few years, and very rarely do we see Mech anymore versus Protoss. Cyclone Hellion dancing around here. Oh, the tank fire. Nice tank fire, man. How many tanks are we on? 21 tanks, 11 Cyclones, 3 Hellions. He needs more Hellions and Cyclones to guard. Disruptor in the open. 1 tank shot. Not going to be enough. Big disruptor shot lands. Big flank from 2 sides. But tank on the watchtower making it a little awkward. BYUN with a nice scanny scan. I like the engineering bays and depots to try and wall things off. But if it's not a full wall, Zealots can still get through there. Zealot Stalker coming in from the left side. Disruptors are starting to clean things up. Beautiful flank coming in from MaxPax. The balls coming in from down under and landing big. But a lot of the units are going down as well. More Cyclones, tanks, and Hellions rallying in from that side. The problem is you've reset the armies for both sides, and that favors Protoss because the Protoss units are quicker to reproduce. That being said, look at these bad boys. Look at these bad boys. He's going to take down all 4 disruptors potentially. Last one does fire and scares him away. 9 Cyclones building right now. The thing is, so you're building Cyclones to get some mobility back. There are still 12 tanks. Ooh, did he leave too many tanks? He's got a tank seat to BYUN. BYUN, no, not like this. No, like, why? Whenever Mech's going perfectly, there's always some dumb stuff. He F2 sieged. He finally realizes. He was walling his own tanks in his main base. He does have 4 orbitals. 5th one's about to finish. Planetary's up on the rich gas as well. It's been a long day for BYUN. Mistakes are going to get through. It's been a longer day for MaxPax, guys. He bloody played the EU Cup last night as well, I'm pretty sure. The blink! Oh, brutal! MaxPax comes in with a bunch of invisible boys, blinks on top, and takes him right to D-Town. Oh, but he stumbles into the tank line on the other side of the map. Wait, this might actually all play out well for BYUN, sorry. Dude, can he get rid of those Immortals? Those Immortals are big damage dealers. He's got to hunt them down. The Cyclones get like 1 shot here, which is why he's being so careful with how he chases. Stalker's going to allow those Immortals to retreat. Units lost up. We need to check in on it, guys. 7,000 in favor of BYUN. Dude, he's actually winning these engagements. I mean, we need just more Immortals, more Zealots, and Psystorm. Zealot Immortal Psystorm, with the Psystorm, like the late game addition, I think wrecks this army. Oh, Dark Templar might get it wrecked. Dark Templar doing good. If he can get a Zealot flank on the tanks, this game's going to be over so quickly, but BYUN'S not giving him a chance. Both sides trading bases. 16 workers go down on MaxPax side, 13 on BYUN'S. DT is still causing problems over here, but with the Planetary and the turrets and stuff, he should be okay. If he's watching, DT's blink away. Cyclone Hellion on the right side. I don't think you're going to get that Disruptor in range of those tanks, man. Good scans here for BYUN to provide vision. Cyclones on the left chasing down 1 or 2 of the DTs. The rest do escape, though. Disruptor dancing back and forth. Cyclone Hellion poking in and out. BYUN has him on the ropes. BYUN, 5 games in. It's the very 5th game. It's the end of a long tournament run. And he said, I'm going to make it happen. And everyone's like, shut up. That's stupid. And BYUN'S like, hold my beer. He's on 33 Cyclones. He maybe needs to add some more diversity. To be fair, the Cyclones are just such a good generic unit with 3-3. Does he really need to add anything else? I don't know. Maybe not. If he gets this left base, that's game. Dude, that's MaxPax's last bastion of economy. I wouldn't even click the cannon. I just kill the base. I would just kill the base. I mean, I guess the probes works as well. Stalkers are there. Recall is available. The Stalkers are getting wrecked. MaxPax jumps on the army on the right side. The front row of tanks goes down. The Dark Templar blinking on top. These Cyclones just need to run. Give up the tank position. This is super worth it. BYUN in game 5 with Mech makes it happen. He loses the army on the right, but he destroys MaxPax's economy. He's got this base mining. He's got a gold base landed. This base still had minerals, and BYUN just literally won with Mech in game 5 against MaxPax. I never, for the world of me, would have expected that. That was absolutely wild. 10,000 resources more efficient. And if I had to be critical, I think staying on Colossus as long as he did was a big mistake for MaxPax. I think his Zealot run-bys were really good. I think he needed to keep up the Zealot chaos, trying to counterattack, and just get into the Immortals a bit earlier. And whilst a few Disruptors is good, I think just a couple Disruptors is all you need to slow down a Mech player's advance, and you actually want more Immortals and more Storm. BYUN apparently stayed up for this whole series, so tired sleep. Oh my gosh. Guys, BYUN hasn't slept yet. It's 2 p.m. in Korea. The man stayed up all night till 2 p.m. Korean time to win this tournament. What a legend. GG, well played. Congrats.